Alright, after you've learned how to hold the bow, it's extremely important to become more comfortable in holding the bow. There are all sorts of weird stories about some great violinists who are already great violinists and just want to become that much better, and just started carrying around the bow everywhere so they could just get even more used to holding the bow. So that kind of shows us, how important the bow hold actually is. So there are three exercises that seem slightly stupid, but can accelerate how comfortable you get in holding the bow. Remember, you need to get comfortable holding the bow before you try to play the violin. The first exercise is simply getting used to your pinky balancing the bow. So you're going to achieve the perfect bow hold, and you're going to use the pinky in your hand to quickly bring the bow up vertically and then come back down slowly. Kind of like a workout. When you work out, you push up quickly and then you come back down slowly with control, right? You can do it this way. You can even go back this way. Although it seems silly and slightly boring, I would try to get as comfortable as you can doing this. Repeat it as many times as you can bear until it becomes super easy. Control is perfect. There's no shaking, there's no lag. It's almost like a fencer, The bow becomes kind of a part of your hand. That's the first exercise. The second exercise, again, is rather silly, but it's very effective. All you're going to do is you're going to climb up the stick of the bow without touching the hair too much, okay? It's inevitable you might touch it sometimes. You're going to climb up all the way to the tip, and then you're going to climb all the way down. All right, so climbing up is pretty easy, right? But climbing down is a little harder, right? As you can see, it's a little harder for me too, right? But you should practice this many, many times until you can go up and down like a spider, and it's much easier for you. The third exercise is a bit harder to understand, but it's very important, because what we're doing here is we're strengthening the hand, but also we're opening up these knuckles. You can think of your arm as kind of like, how should I say, a pitcher's arm or a paintbrush. In either case, you'll notice that the pitcher's upper arm leads the way, but the rest of the arm kind of naturally follows, right? And the knuckles don't stiffen up when they follow, right? And the same thing with paintbrush. The stick goes, but the paintbrush kind of lags, but it lags naturally, right? So our hand, when we hold the bow, usually, in the beginning, people get very stiff, and so the arm might move around, but the hand never follows through naturally. The knuckles never open up. So this exercise opens up these knuckles so they can, those joints can smoothly lag or follow through, while also strengthening the bow grip as well. So basically what you'll do is you'll hold a pencil or pen at first, or just the middle of the bow, as if you're holding the bow, this bow hold. And all you're going to do is you're going to keep your forearm vertical like this, and you're going to flex your fingers up and then release your fingers like this. Up, you see flexed everything, down, up, down, up, down, up, down. So basically all I'm doing is I'm pulling all the fingers as high up as possible, like this, and then releasing them as low as possible. It looks easy. For some people it's very easy. I found for some students, for some reason, it's not as easy. Don't worry. For most people, including myself and my sister, who's also a cellist at Juilliard, for both of us, it wasn't so easy at first, not intuitive. So just be patient and try to do it perfectly before you repeat it many times. Later, move to holding the bow at the frog, and with a perfect bow hold, do the same thing. Up, down. Okay? And when you do this, make sure you don't lose contact with the bow. For example, when you get too enthusiastic, for many beginners, you might go like this, and then be like this, and be like this, you know? You are kind of doing the right motion of flexing your fingers and releasing them. However, you're losing contact with the bow entirely. You should, those finger pads should be almost velcroed to the bow, and you should be doing this movement. All right, so first master these exercises before you go on to any further, to the next step.